decided that behind the tree was a better location.
So at least it didn't destroy it.
Right.
You know, that's what they,
We've had some of that.
yeah, you can't put the people to goofy stuff. As long as they're not destructive. When they're destructive, that's when it gets to me. Because people work hard to do stuff. Like even our playgrounds, you work hard to do stuff. You know, people take care of it, and somebody else. That's the thing that's
Graffiti. What's that? Go to a meeting after this. Actually, doing like expansion. Start with Palo. So we're doing Palo Alto. We're gonna do an expansion there. Then North Union Townships, and then Hospital wants to. And there was a fourth one, but they're all over. You know what I mean? So it's not like come to Minersville is a little excessive too. Minersville Hospital. A lot of it's where projects are now. You know what I mean? It's like that's on hard times. You know what I mean?
It's all
So the next meeting is the 19th. Take some chips.
I don't know if it's a good thing or bad. Have a good time?
Yeah.
That's good. Good. Talking to your mom, you have to learn to turn that phone off.
How you doing?
I'd like to call the meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Report of any executive sessions?
There were none held.
Public comment? Morning, Jeff.
Morning. Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto. Try to do this quick. I have 2 weeks built up, you know what I mean? You gotta stop taking these days off here. Any update on the Lisa Stevens or Ken Hatter? I'm sure there's not, but I'm gonna keep asking. Has the nepotism policy been done yet? Speaking of that, I see interns on the par today not being paid. I'm assuming they just don't have the right last name or connection to somebody in the courthouse. Speaking about nepotism, there's a Hetherington being voted on today on the designee contracts. Can we figure out how that's a relation to Boots? See, the badge policy was posted. That seems to be a complete joke if you read through the whole thing. Of course, Gary Bender's the dictator on that again. Sheriff really has no say, and it's his duty to protect and serve and keep the place safe. But Mr. Bender gets to control of that again. Something on a little more serious note. I was able to get a few vehicles at the county sale, which I'm glad you guys approved because I figured you would have blackballed me on that. But while the one was getting worked on, I got contacted by the mechanic and said, "You might want to stop out here. It's very important." I said, "Okay." So I stopped out there and he said, "You got a reward from the county for buying that vehicle." So this here loaded magazine gun clip with hollow point bullets was found in the vehicle.
Which vehicle was it?
Dodge Durango. Written on here is DTF, which if George Alkovich was still here, that probably have a different meaning. But DTF, Schuylkill County. So hollow point bullets loaded in the vehicle. Not sure if they don't get gone through or if that was just a setup for me to drive down the road and get pulled over. I have no idea, but that's something that needs to be addressed. All the license plates are still on as well.
Can you have that picture, Jeff?
Yeah, I'll give them to you at the end. And so that needs to be addressed. And the last thing, on a completely different, more serious note, not sure if you guys have heard anything about the soup kitchen in Pottsville possibly closing down. Catholic Charities is possibly closing it down. Gary, you have delivered countless meals over the years to that place. I know just in the last 4 years of my involvement. Larry, there was bread delivered religiously a couple times a week from you. Boots, you delivered strawberries during election time. Over 100 people are served there daily right now. Before COVID, when I started out there, helping a little bit, and with Dustin's, there was 30 people served there daily. Now it's over 100. I know Sharon, you and Linda and Maria, you all did a blanket drive in different collections through the courthouse, so it is something that you guys have supported all along. What I'm asking is if you guys have put some sort of letter together, a resolution to support the soup kitchen to stay open through Catholic Charities. What they did was they got a food truck, and they believe that the food truck traveling throughout the county is going to suffice, where you already have 100 people that walk to this place that don't have the transportation to get around the county to do it. I get the food truck is a great idea for the areas that aren't reached.
What are you doing holidays there?
Well, we do Easter, we do thousands of meals between Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas with Dustin's. We also do the toy drive, over $10,000 a year in toys we do. We did 10,500 lunches during COVID for the kids, delivered right to their door. That is a cornerstone. something that people rely on.
That's the
Yeah,
3 minutes,
that's-
but keep,
okay.
but keep.
What's that?
That's fine,
That's
that's fine, I don't care if it's a minute.
But if you could, I
Give me
mean,
the give me the.
I'll email all you guys if you can
all
get
the
something
contact
together.
information.
Would appreciate it because,
Because I know Terry did a good job with St. Pat's.
right. And I mean, AA meets there 2-3 times a week. We have it. There's other groups that use that as a meeting place. And like I said, the 100 people that rely on that, it's a place to warm up. It's a place to cool down in the summer. The blankets are there, the coats are there.
I'm fine with giving a letter of support for it.
Okay.
I always supported it for years.
Of course, yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Jeff. Any other public comment?
George Stankovich, Palo Alto. Once again, I'm speaking for the veterans and the senior citizens of our county. I know that, I see that when you're a criminal in courthouse, you get lawyers and everything to back you up. I think that there should be a provision for any senior citizen that is worried about their taxes when it comes to a tax appeals, that they should be given a lawyer free of charge to the county to fight these things. So they don't have to come up here on their own, and they know they're in a losing cause because, let's just face it, it's politics, and it just seems like in Schuylkill County, people that are hurting don't matter at all. I thank Jeff for bringing that up. It's a good policy out there that they do. I never went there myself, but I heard a lot of good things and a lot of people going out there. So I hope that does continue. I hope something can be worked out so these people don't go hungry. I also thinking of the people that are just hurting, like I said, they're worried, not even thinking of their health now. They're thinking about losing their homes. That's a terrible situation to be in. I hope and pray that there's going to be somebody in this county, in this state, and in the United States that takes care of senior citizens. It's not being done. All this stuff that's going through federal government and state government and county government does not provide help like they should for these people. I think it's time that we get off our back ends and help these people because they are the ones that need the help. They are hurting and they need somebody there to stand by their side, to know that they're cared for. And I think it's a time and a situation in this county and in the United States that people come first. I'm tired of this nonsense, bridges and buildings. People come first. Thanks. That need the help. They are.
Any other public comment? I just wanna, everybody knows the tornado.
I think it's a time and a situation.
Commend all the first responders and our emergency management staff for everything they did. It was over a week ago, but they did a really good job. They're still up. I went up on last Thursday and reported damage. If it would've, the tornado would have took a different course, it would have been a lot worse. Luckily, it stayed to Riverbank and it jumped up on the railroad tracks. But if it would have took a different course, it would have been, I went up there and saw the damage. It could have been really bad. So, but a lot of people put a lot of time to straighten Money City out, and they're still working on it. So I just want to commend everybody that did everything with that. I don't know if you want to say anything about it.
No, you pretty well covered it again. I know our crews were out there, from the get-go, also FEMA and the governor's office and everyone else involved were, definitely seeing what could be done, between FEMA and also FEMA.
I guess Luke wants to comment on.
Well, I guess in that one here too, they're talking with John quickly, there wasn't sufficient damage to be declared a disaster area. So he's working with, whatever possible way we can with, private individuals and charities and the churches to try and help. A lot of folks had damage that wasn't covered and doesn't meet the standard of having enough damage to have a federal or state declaration, so.
So Gary's reaching out to the governor's office too, because they kind of, so we're trying to get them something more. And then Luke wants to comment on a good thing that happened.
Sure, well, this goes back to our volunteers once again. Very good friends of ours and neighbors, Kelly and Carolina, I live on the Ringtown Shingle Boulevard, just a stone's throw from our farm. Daryl's a retired supervisor, he's still our emergency management director for the he's our EMS director for the township. And his dad and his uncle started the Ringtown Union Township Fire Company, so they've been, family volunteers forever. Yesterday afternoon, they had some guests. A bus load of 49 eighth graders who started in junior high school, and the teachers and chaperones from Canopus Grove on the way home literally broke down in front of their house. And Kelly and Daryl took them into they have a big yard, a pavilion there, and a pool stuff, and they entertained these eighth graders and their teachers and the chaperones till the bus they could bring a backup bus to get them home again. So I want to commend Mr. and Mrs. Waterman for reaching out, going above and beyond to take, once again, this is a family of volunteers, second generation volunteer fire company, and they took care of the kids and provided refreshments and a place to play, and we got a backup bus for them. So my hat was off to Daryl and Kelly Waterman.
Echo Peter's sentiment.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's,
Okay, move on to leading grant writers. Cheryl.
Morning, Commissioners. Today I have 3 items to present to you. First is approved resolutions to adopt the following updated plans as required for the Schuylkill County CDBG program, the 504 grievance procedure, and fair housing resolution. The next 2 items are approval for individual contracts to Trendsetters Investment LLC. The first is $5,700 for a demolition project at 30 South Gilbert Street, Shenandoah, and the second is $4,800 for a demolition project at 437 and 0 West Poplar Street in Shenandoah. Thank you.
Thank you. Mental health.
Morning.
Morning. John Reed here to present on behalf of Elaine Gilbert for mental health, developmental services, and drug and alcohol. For mental health, developmental services, we have approval of amendment number 1 to the Appendix H of the Service Access and Management Incorporated Purchase Service Agreement to increase their fiscal year 23-24 contract to $7,285,004. A total increase of $532,370. This amendment is based on changes in allocations for the fiscal year 23-24. For drug and alcohol, we have 1 contract and 2 addendums to present. Looking for approval of a contract with Schuylkill Community Action of Pottsville, PA for the period of June 1st, 2024 to August 31st, 2024 to provide a prevention alternative activity event. Schuylkill Community Action will be partnering with the Schuylkill County Drug and Alcohol Prevention Team to facilitate the Summer Blast Program with a contract cap of $14,000. The second is an addendum to Child and Family Support Services Incorporated to increase their contract cap from $82,908 to $112,518.94 for fiscal year 23-24, and also includes an updated Appendix B and Appendix E. Last item is an addendum to Just Community Incorporated to increase their contract cap from $16,000 to $16,250 for fiscal year 23-24.
so the program for the community blast, I know there's a number of communities that you're gonna hit upon for that. What were the communities that you're gonna do that? Do you remember?
There's 4 different locations, yeah. One is Pottsville here at Bearfield. There's another location in Smuckla at Southward Park. The third location is Monnoy City at the school. They're allowing us to use their cafeteria, so we'll facilitate that program there. And the last one,
I can't remember the last one.
yeah,
Was it North Schuylkill?
North Schuylkill, yes, at the Frackville.
Great. It's good to see that program come back. I know a number of communities used to run the summer programs, and I think there's lunch included.
There is. They're actually piggybacking off of the federal lunch program. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yes.
It's good to see that come out. And I know the idea is hopefully to pick up more communities next year.
Yep. That's the goal. Yeah. To see how this goes. This is initial first program for us for the summer, but yeah, we're partnering with Schuylkill Community Action, who's actually had their blast program years ago.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to bring it back, and yeah, we got a big response, especially from Tamaqua area. It was like 70-some
Wow.
already registered for the event, which was a little bit more than what we anticipated, but yeah,
Fantastic.
yes.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Domestic relations.
Good morning, Michelle Spolsky on behalf of Domestic Relations. A motion is requested by the Schuylkill County Domestic Relations Office to the Schuylkill County Board of Commissioners to approve a contract with the Cresswell Brother General Contractors Incorporated, vendor number 50946, for $28,780 for the purpose of constructing a reception window in the waiting area of the Domestic Relations Office. The reception window is being constructed for the safety of employees and is in compliance with the security awareness plan that has been approved by the Bureau of Child Support Enforcement. Since the purpose is for safety and security, it is exempt from the competitive bidding procedure. The cost for this purchase will be paid from the Domestic Relations Incentives Fund, which receives funding from the federal government on a quarterly basis based on performance measures. There will be no additional cost to the county's general fund for the construction of the reception window.
Prison. Morning, Warden.
Good morning. David Wapinski, on behalf of the prison, we're requesting approval of a contract with DataWorks Plus for annual maintenance for the fingerprint machine. The machine is used by the Sheriff's Department but located inside the county prison. Term is June 1st, 2024 to May 31st, 2025 at a cost of $6,840. Also requesting approval of a contract with McClure Company, Wilkes-Barre, PA, to replace a 4-inch domestic cold water pressure reducing valve and rebuild the existing valve for a spare in the amount of $14,341. Term is June 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. Thank you.
Lisa, look at yours. Morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm requesting a motion to enter into an agreement with Larson Design Group, Williamsport, PA, for the full-time construction inspection for the replacement of County Bridge 123, Broad Street, Port Clinton. The agreement will commence July 1st, 2024, and expires October 31st, 2026. The cost for the construction inspection services is $385,536.47. I should let you know that those funds are being taken from our local use funds. That's it.
Thank you. Human Services?
Good morning. I have 4 items on the agenda. First is a rate agreement with Penn Casher, Pottsville, for after-hours answering services at the rate of $125 per month, up to 100 calls and 45 cents per call for every call exceeding 100 calls, and long-distance rates at the prevailing rate for Verizon. Also, a rate agreement with Culture to Culture, doing business as Blue Sky Transportation, Pottsville, for transportation services at the rate of $47.37 per one-way trip. Also, a rate agreement with Goodwill Fire Company, number 1, Minersville, for transportation services at the rate of $130 per one-way trip. And finally, a rate agreement with Schuylkill Transportation System, as managed by the Schuylkill County Transportation Authority, St. Clair, for medical assistance transportation services at $46.25 per one-way trip. Medical assistance senior shared ride transportation services at rates ranging from $3.40 to $52.20. and that's with an escort. And Human Services Development Fund Transportation Services with rates ranging from 55 cents for a child's bus ticket to $79 for a one-way trip over 25 miles with an escort. And these are all for the period July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. Thank you.
Children and youth? Morning.
Good morning. Holly Zworsky for Children and Youth. We are asking for approval of an agreement with Perseus House Incorporated in Erie, PA, with a term of July 1st, 24 to June 30th, 25 for residential services at the cost of $359.06 per diem, shelter services at $307.60 per diem, and transitional living services at $282.67 per diem. An agreement with Keystone Adolescent Center Incorporated in Greenville, PA, with a term of July 1st, 24 to June 30th, 25 for residential placement services. They have specialized setting programs at $296 per diem, specialized intensive at $388 per diem, shelter at $237.03 per diem, and a 45 to 90-day residential diagnostic program at a unit cost of $2,450. An agreement with the Children's Service Center of Wyoming Valley Incorporated in Wilkes-Barre, PA, with a term of July 1st, 24 through June 30th, 25 for foster care services at a per diem rate of $50.45. An agreement with Kobe's Family Services of Leola, PA for foster care services with per diem rates ranging as follows. Basic age 0 to 11 at $80.78, basic age 12 to 21 at $87.15, enhanced age 12 to 21 at $119.10, and specialized age 12 to 21 at $167.56. And also for kinship support services, trust-based relational intervention course at a unit fee of $6,000, a core team course at a unit fee of $3,000, and caregiver workshops at $370 per session, and lastly, a consultation of $360 per unit, all for the term of July 1st, 24 to June 30th, 25. Then we have an agreement with attorney Mary Kathleen O'Connor, Frackville, PA, for solicitor services with a monthly retainer of $2,930.82, and extraordinary expenses at an hourly rate of $100 for the term of July 1st, 24 through June 30th, 25. We're asking for an addendum to the agreement with Justice Works Youth Care Incorporated, Pittsburgh, PA, dated August 4th, 2022, extending its term period to include fiscal year 24-25 at current rates, and to adjust indemnification provisions and add training requirements with an end date of June 30th of 2025. An addendum to the agreement with Children's Choice Incorporated, Belmar, New Jersey, dated January 24th, 2024, extending its term period to include fiscal year 24-25 at current rates, and to adjust indemnification provisions and add training requirements with an end date of June 30th, 2025. An addendum to the agreement with Open Door International Incorporated, Reading, PA, dated October 26th, 2022, extending its term period to include fiscal year 24-25 at current rates, and to adjust indemnification provisions and add training requirements with an end date of June 30th, 2025. And lastly, an addendum to the agreement with Language Line Services Incorporated, Monterey, California, dated December 16th, 2020, extending its term period to include fiscal year 24-25 at current rates, and to adjust indemnification provisions with an end date of June 30th, 2025. Thank you.
Wow, you have a lot to read there.
That was a long list today.
Tax claim bureau, you wanna read that, Gary?
On tax claim, approval of the 5 listed properties for repository sales pursuant to 72 PS. And there will be a ask for approval next week.
I think we're submitting.
Hello, Commissioners. Today, well, my name is Heather Garrity on behalf of the Risk Management Department. I'm asking for the approval and the authorization of an addendum to contract 2013-176, and payment to P Corp Insurance Company for property, auto, and liability insurance for the contract period June 1st, 2024 to June 1st, 2025, for a total cost of $652,045. These payments will be broken down into 3 separate payments. 40% due June 1st of $260,817, 30% due September 1st at a payment of $195,614, another 30% due December 1st for a payment of $195,614. I'm also asking for the approval of the execution of a brokerage service agreement for insurance placement and risk management administration between Schuylkill County and McGriff Insurance Services Incorporated. The agreement is for a 1-year contract commencing June 1st, 2024 to June 1st, 2025 at a rate of $29,845 per year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Myronidis, Schuylkill County Transportation.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Eric.
On behalf of Schuylkill County's Fixed Route Bus Program, STS is recommending that the Board of Commissioners approve a motion to execute federal fiscal year 2025 Special Section 5333B Labor Protection Warranty and Certificate of Intent to apply for federal Section 5311 and Act 44 funds. These documents are regular requirements for the fiscal year 2024-25 Federal Section 5311, Section 1513 Rural Operating Assistance Grant Application Process for STS's Fixed Route Bus Service. Next motion, Part 1 of 2. On behalf of the Schuylkill County Transportation Authority, I'm requesting that the Board of Commissioners approve a motion to adopt a resolution that authorizes the filing of Schuylkill County's fiscal year 24-25 Consolidated Operating Assistance Grant Application. This consolidated grant application encompasses operating assistance for both fixed route and shared ride programs. The fixed route program will be funded as follows. Federal Section 5311, $738,400. State Section 1513, $2,127,493. This federal and state funds, in conjunction with $175,950 in other project revenue, will be combined with the county's local match share of $169,170. This federal, state, and local funding mix will allow STS to provide 19,000 hours of bus service at a total project cost of $3,211,013. The shared ride for older adults and persons with disabilities program will be funded as follows. Shared ride for older adults, $782,000. Shared ride for persons with disabilities, $74,800. Total shared ride request, $856,800. These grant funds will allow STS to provide needed on-demand transportation for these residents of Schuylkill County. Part 2 of the motion. On behalf of Schuylkill County Transportation Authority, I am requesting that the Board of Commissioners approve a motion to adopt a resolution that certifies the provision of local match funding in the amount of $169,170 to match state funds pursuant to Section 1513 in fiscal year 24-25. Dates and payments of the local match will coincide with the county's previous payment schedule.
Thank you. Finance Officer Paul.
Commissioners, good morning. This morning I have 3 items. There are 2 budget adjustments that are listed on your agenda for today. Those budget adjustments have been posted outside the boardroom. I I also have a supplemental budget appropriation resolution I'd like to present, 2024-11 for $28,780. I'm presenting this on behalf of the Domestic Relations Office, specifically the Incentives Fund. Commissioners, this relates to item 5 on your agenda. I presented a little bit earlier today in connection with the construction of the reception window in the Domestic Relations Office area. As the presentation indicated, they will be using incentive funding. No general fund money will be involved in connection with this project, so we're adjusting the appropriate expenditure account line item for that project.
We have a motion for resolution 2024-11.
Motion for the 2024-11.
Second.
On the question?
Commissioner Padula,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Anything else, Paul?
I do not.
Okay, Gary, Henry, County Administrator.
Next, first item, request the Board of Commissioners ratify the designated approved contract through May 2024, and I'm asking for a motion at this time.
I'll make a motion, we approve the contract for May.
Second.
On the question?
Commissioner Padula,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Next, seeking approval of vehicle maintenance contract with Schuylkill Transportation System providing maintenance and repair services to Schuylkill County vehicles on a cost plus 15% basis for parts and fuel at a labor rate of $53.02 per hour, and a self-service vehicle wash that is available at a rate of $5 per vehicle. The contract term is July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2026. And on behalf of MIS, approval of the license agreement with CDWG for the Microsoft Enterprise Agreement in the amount of $238,434 for the term July 7, 2024, July 7, 2025. The quantity of 3 are the following items. The Microsoft 365 user license is a total cost of $199,794.20. Microsoft eDiscovery and Audit at a total cost of $28,965.25. And a Microsoft Defender at a total cost of $9,675.75. And lastly, on behalf of NEPA, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, is approval of the following appointments to a 2-year term beginning July 1st, 2024, June 30th, 2026. The county representative being Susan Smith from the Schuylkill County Planning Office. Schuylkill County Representative alternate is Lisa Mayhall from the Planning Office. An at-large representative, John Malinchak of the Schuylkill County Planning Commission. And an at-large representative alternate of Tom Yashinsky, the Arrow Group.
Human Resources. Yes, Commissioners, regarding the County of Schuylkill's 457B Deferred Compensation Program nationwide, approval is requested of an addendum with Cornerstone Advisors Asset Management LLC as fiduciary on the existing plan, the revised investment policy statement, and the fee policy statement. Also, approval of a new policy detailing procedures for employee identification badges. This clarifies the existing procedure on who should have a badge and how access will be determined for employees and certain non-employees. And it also changes the practice for certain non-employees. The intention is to provide the needed access to the appropriate people and preserve the integrity of our building security system. This policy was initiated by the Human Resource Office.
Question on that, wasn't that one part was supposed to be taken out of that?
We did, and that copy, the revised copy was put on the website.
Okay, I didn't get, okay, just a second, thank you.
Yes,
And this was, you worked on the backhaul issue in conjunction with the Sheriff's Office. Yes, sir. Mr. Butler, right? Sheriff Butler.
that is correct.
And I also have some personnel actions. For children and youth, we've got 3 items. The appointment of Bailey Soul as a County Social Services Aide 2, the rate is 16.1825, effective 7/1/24 as per contract. The promotion of Melissa McDavitt as a County Caseworker 2, the rate is 22.3836, effective 6/17/24 as per the contract. And the appointment of Taja Maidenford as an unpaid intern, it's effective 6/17/24. All the appointments are pending drug test and physical where appropriate, and all actions involving salary or for positions being created are pending salary board approval.
And finally, there is one informational item. In the district attorney's office, the appointment of Kira Ann Troutman as an unpaid intern effective 5/6/24.
Just to make a note, next week's Commissioners Board meeting, June 12, 2024, will be an evening meeting held at 6 p.m. here. It's going to have a motion to adjourn. Salary Board. Report of any executive sessions?
There were none.
Any public comment for Salary Board?
Won't let you get away this week.
Not this week. Come on.
It'll be quick. Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto. Just want to, is Ken Hatter still being paid a salary? I know it's an investigation, but it's a payment that's being made. You guys, I mean, you can comment on that at least.
Yes.
Okay. So for 3.5 months, he's been being paid from home. I mean, what kind of investigation is being done? Has anybody been interviewed? Who's doing the investigation? This is just, are you waiting to try and sneak him into another position? I mean, this happened with Al Gorkowski when he got in trouble. He had to go home to homeschool his kid, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just found him a place in a different building, so he's away from the women complaining. Is the same thing gonna happen here? Like, give the public some answers. 3.5 months, he's getting paid a salary. It blows my mind.
It's an outside agency doing the investigation.
Thank you for that. At least there's a little bit more information. How hard is that? You know what I mean? It's very simple. And again, I know the vote was already made, but according to the open records law, when there's anything questionable, you're supposed to explain it a little further. I did ask the relation of Boots to the gentleman that was voted on, Mr. Hetherington. Can you expand on what kind of relation that is to you, Boots?
I'm not trying to understand, what was the question again, Jeffrey?
On the designee contracts. I mean, you voted on it, so you should have known what was on there, but
Let me look at it quick.
Richard, how is Richard related to you?
My brother.
It doesn't, that was a contract for a
It's
survey.
a contract for farm preservation for his farm.
Oh, so another family member. Geez, this just keeps getting better and better.
He's a separate farm, he's an owner of the farm, he's applying for farm preservation.
I know, but you weren't supposed to get yours either when you got it and you got pushed up.
Jeffrey, there's nothing illegal about it, okay?
No, but you're voting to,
He's a farmer.
but you're voting,
There's no
He is going to
direct
abstain.
financial,
he already voted on it.
He voted on the designee, you should abstain.
no, he
Oh,
did not have to abstain.
okay.
He didn't abstain when the increase of money happened, Paul, and that was a conflict of interest.
This is a contract for a survey between the Ag Preservation Board and the surveyor.
I get that. What I'm saying is the thing
The
he should,
relative of Mr. Hetherington receives no financial consideration for that contract. He is not precluded from voting on that motion.
I didn't ask, I just asked who it was. Larry said he should have abstained. What I said he should have abstained from was the increase of the funding on his farm, when he got bumped up to get his farm covered. He should have abstained from that.
That's not on the agenda today.
I know that.
Okay.
I didn't, Larry's the one that said about the.
Also in the second, also in the salary board.
Right, but again, okay, Paul, but for the last 3 months, I've been asking for a copy of the salary board policy that Dave Rice has been working on. Where's that at? So if you want to tell me I'm violating the policy, then give me the policy. I've asked numerous times to, excuse me?
Okay.
There isn't a policy. Just like the nepotism policy. Dave Rice says, I don't know if there is one, but the state already determined in their investigation that you don't have one. Why don't you just do something instead of collecting your salary? Your office is just as much of a joke.
Any other public comment for salary board? Human resource, personnel actions.
There are none.
Any new business? Motion to adjourn.
So,
Jeff, give me that picture.
Yeah, you can ask.
And I want the information for the diocese.
For,
For, say, Pat's, email me.
I'll email that to you.
Send it to me.